just want to make sure because there's I'm part of some other Zoom, and sometimes I just forget to record, and it's like, what the heck? What was I thinking?
Yeah, no, I would probably remind you, but
Yeah,
okay. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And what we will be doing, as you know, for some of you that have been to our Boulder Exo online before, is we will be asking all of you to mute and to get off video until the end so we can get a good recording of Viviane. So, but as you may have heard me explain a minute ago, the way that we start these is we ask Julia to do a centering. So we all get out of our busy, crazy week of the eclipse and whatever else. I'm doing taxes. Yeah. So lots of things going on. Julia brings us right back into our heart and together as a collective. And then after that, Gar will tell us what's been going on in exopolitics in the past month. And then I get to introduce Viviane. So at that time, I'll just remind us to possibly mute or to get off screen so we get a good, clean video of Viviane. Okay, but thank you. And hi, Babette. I didn't get to say hi to you yet. Hi, dear. Hi, Sherry. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so Julia, it's your mic now.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I just got back from watching the eclipse in Texas, and I've heard that we're going to measure time before the eclipse and after the eclipse. It's a very powerful energetic shift that's been going on. The energetic shift is, and it's just a sign of that energetic shift. The eclipse is just a sign of that. But we're in this time of raising up, and that everything's changing and it's becoming different. And our oneness as we rise is the feeling in our hearts. So I'm going to read a poem and try to feel this as I speak it, so that we can join together in a field, and then we can be prepared to listen to Viviane with our hearts. It's called "Can You Feel It?" In our hearts, can you feel it? Life breaking through inside us like an undeniable rising tide of wild brilliance and truth, asking us to wake up and rediscover ourselves as the planetary beings and hearts that we are, inviting us to break through our fears and separation, melting the divides to find a melody that unites us, a tune that activates all of our hearts, a song that tells us who we are growing into, a truth that touches us so deeply that we long to hear it with every fiber of our being, that gives us permission, that takes off our brakes, that unleashes the love and creativity of our whole species, that tunes us back into the soul sanity that lives us, that serves to ignite the more that we are, so that the power of our collective awakening breaks us out of the mold that has held us back and delivers the quantum shift needed to activate our profound potential as it restores, as our profound potential as restorers of life's exquisite and miraculous balance. Can you feel it? Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Now, Gar, Thank you so much, Julia.
Yes, thank you, Julia. That was very inspiring. So let's go see if I can share my screen. That looks good. There. Oh, that's nice. And then if I go to slideshow, let there be a slideshow. How nice.
All right. Yes, eclipse.
The eclipse. So big event on Monday. And I was going to talk a little bit about the facts of our moon and the eclipse.
All right.
The moon's distance from the Earth is just right to eclipse the sun.
Oh, yeah.
That takes to be an exact location, or pretty darn exact. One of the other things that happened with the eclipse is it looks like a 360-degree sunset. Really cool. And one of the first things you notice is the temperature will drop. I've been in an eclipse before, and that's the first thing I noticed, is that it got cold. And that and wildlife and pets will act a lot differently in the midst of all that, because it's pretty crazy. So that's just a couple of facts about the moon and the eclipse. And these are all physical. Next. So Glenn Speckling on Michael Sala started talking about George Adamski just last week or something. And George Adamski got darn good photos. Oh my gosh, and that's from the 1950s. But as I looked at it, I said, you know, I've seen this before. And so the bottom picture is a German UFO, and it looks surprisingly similar. And I wonder who the folks were that were talking to George Adamski. But they certainly set it up so that he could get lots of good pictures. They told him where to go and what time to be there. And he took his cameras and video and everything else. And lo and behold, they showed up. And you can see the upper picture there is amazing. And then finally, the Pentagon, in its inevitable wisdom, said there's no evidence of UFOs at all. And they've gone over 8 decades of UFO sightings, and they just call them ordinary objects. So that kind of tells you where the Pentagon, where the military is coming from. And so with that, I'll give it back to Kathy.
Well, thank you, Gar. And somebody said they were unable to see the slides. I apologize if you were not able to see them, but we will have it in the recording. They were captured in the recording. So I don't know why your device didn't get to see it, but you will. So,
Yeah.
Okay, Gar, we need you to mute. And okay, somehow I'm not on video there. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead. If we could, so that we get a good video of Viviane, could we ask everyone to please turn their camera off? And ask Viviane to unmute here. Yes, this is very strange how it's doing it. Yeah, view gallery. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay, so Viviane, I am very, very, very lucky that I've gotten to meet Viviane in person at Starworks USA in 2019. And I also was able to get 2 healings and buy some of her husband's incredible energy tools, which maybe she will talk a little bit about today. But we are so lucky to have someone who can articulate this information to us in such an easy to understand way. She's an advanced Arcturian Hybrid Avatar, a published author, international public speaker, creator of the Arcturian Energy Matrix Healing and the Arcturian Healing Arts Program, owner of Infinite Healings from the Stars, and host of the Infinite Star Connections podcast. Over the past 12 years, Viviane has conducted 23,000 private healing sessions worldwide. That's me. I'm in there. And she's traveled all over the world. What you're going to find out tonight, Viviane's going to help us understand the capabilities of recognizing 3D to 5D and how our DNA is being upgraded to that, and so much more. If you have questions, could you please also keep them so that at the end, at the Q&A time, we'll be able to learn and get your deeper questions covered as well. So with that, welcome, Viviane, and thank you so much for doing this for us.
Oh, you are most welcome, Kathy. Thank you for reaching out to me the first time, and I am grateful for everyone. And thank you for allowing me to be here with you today. And I can see that you seem to be very dedicated to your path, to opening your mind, your heart, opening yourself to the possibility that there's so much more, not only to your world, but also in this universe. So just like Kathy mentioned briefly in my introduction, I am an Arcturian being, and I have chosen to return in this lifetime in a very specialized vessel. So the hybrid part of me is my body, and to be here on the planet. So I chose to directly represent a very ancient, very enlightened intergalactic group who have been interacting with the Earth and the solar systems for thousands and thousands of years. But given the trajectory of the timeline of the ascension, when I consulted with our group back in Arcturus, our Council of Elders and the High Council of Light, I chose to return or to send an aspect of soul emanation of my Arcturian avatar self directly in a more physical presence on the planet. We felt, and I felt, that I could have a much more direct, positive, more meaningful impact, not only to support Gaia and of course her, grid system and everything evolving, but also for the human race and all life forms, because we do communicate with different life forms other than just the humans. So my presence is really as a cosmic bridge, if you want, to be able to fill the gap between this 3D dimension and being able to understand and recognize that you are so much more than just these human identities and the stories and the mental projection and all these entanglements that we get trapped into. And our role is to help you remembering the true aspect of who you are, re-embracing also your galactic origin, re-embracing your abilities, and being able to help an entire civilization to rise to the next level evolution. So to help you to get off of the reincarnation wheel. That's crazy to see your soul coming back again and again and again to repeat the same karmic loop, or just to clear what has been done to the previous life and then making more mistake and then coming back again and clearing that again. And so I can tell that it's been a little bit of a karmic loop going on here. And so we're helping souls to evolve beyond certain karmic evolution and being able to let these souls evolve to higher octaves of light and beyond. And there's so much more than just reincarnating into physicality. So I am here today to just really as an inspiration, again, to open the field to other possibility other than the research that you see online or the scientific aspect of it, or to the whistleblower and all these people online. There's so much more that is not really explained. And so it will be an aspect for us in our presence with the Arcturians to explore an aspect of just how the human template, your physical body, evolving so much more, and the possibility that you can co-create not only for yourself but also for everyone. And it's going to be important to everyone to really keep an open mind and open heart Even though to you I look like a human, but to the intergalactic groups, I am an Arcturian in every sense. And so we bring a very unique vibrations, a very unique presence, and we're beyond the UFO field. I am beyond the hybrid project. I'm beyond all of it. I am an anchor into the future timeline to really help to bring in the next level, to usher an entire planet into the next level of evolution. So one of the things I would like to do right now is open sacred space so we can reharmonize our frequency, our energy with each other. So if you want, please just take a moment with us to close your eyes, to have your feet on the ground. I'm going to, encourage you to gently roll your shoulders, relax your neck, and really feel the connections to your heart. To take a moment to integrate the frequencies to the presence of this most magnificent intergalactic civilizations known as the Arcturians, and to allow our sacred presence in our holographic light of body presence to be with you now. And we invite you to take several deep opening breaths just to feel that you are consciously breathing, opening your own universal field of connections, to start to remembering a little bit deeper at the heart level and in your soul of your own connections to all there is, to really feel and welcome the sacred pulse of the universe. And the universe is a part of you. So we're going to open in holographic a sacred space to invite each and every one of you to feel that you're starting to vibrate at a higher level, to feel even through your body template that you start to accelerate your vibration just a little faster, allowing more light to come in. So we're going to use your spinal cord as a sacred conduit, a conduit for consciousness and energy. So on the next breath, just see and feel there's a universal flow of pure life force energy flowing to your spine, opening all the nerve endings. Feel this restructuration of light opening your body template, nurturing all of the body functions and internal systems, including your nervous systems as sacred gateways of light. To feel also the energy of flowing through your energetic vortexes of light known as a chakra system. To feel this quantum alignment within you. And quantum in a sense that is a higher dimensional presence. To feel the sacred energy connecting all aspects of you. And of course, enhancing naturally your eternal guidance system, meaning your intuition, all of your internal psychic clairs, including clairaudience, clairvoyance to your third eye, claircognizance. Just feel all of your sacred, natural, intuitive centers coming together as if you were reopening the sacred pathway within you. Perfect. Let's just keep breathing deeply and slowly. And then with the Arcturians, we're going to simply reattune our presence, the vibrational aspect of our presence, connect with you now. You may feel a presence around you, a warmth in your heart, a sensation in your body. It is always an invitation to feel empowered and to stand tall in your light as equal with us. Perfect. I'm going to take another deep breath through your heart and release. And feel also your feet on the ground, connecting with Gaia. Imagine this inner tree of life, strongly rooted and yet interconnecting with the multitude of branches with the universe and the cosmic level of intelligence. Perfect. And just settle into this new alignment. We're going to maintain sacred space in integrity, in divine presence, opening the field for higher intelligence, and connecting to the wisdom of our hearts. Perfect. Excellent. Now you can open your eyes, and when you bring yourself back to your center, take a moment just to feel already what shifted. Now, what vibrational alignment is taking place. Just take a moment to really feel. This way, we are more in synchronization with each other. So, everything that we share, we speak as a collective, as a we, as a direct ambassador and representative for such an enlightened, ancient group like the Arcturians. We come together in a synergy to share with you our wisdom, or an aspect of the wisdom as you are able to receive it, and especially in the actual global consciousness awakening that is taking place, and for your own conscious awakening. Everything that we share carry very distinct frequencies. It generates algorithm of light that also invite you and different aspect of you on a multidimensional level to receive much more than what the words carry. So we communicating on a more holographic level, with each word has certain vibration and encoding of light. All of this with the goal and the purpose to supporting your enlightenment and your empowerment. Remember that we see you as sovereign beings that is simply so engaged, so entwined in living these human identities that you simply has forgotten. And we can see also on the planet a great desire to rekindle understanding, new knowledge or ancient knowledge in a form of new rediscovery. We see a great desire to understand more what's been happening on your planet, to the history, to those who seems to have information. But remember that ultimately, at the same time, all of this energy that you're seeking is encoded within you. Just the DNA template itself is a great encoding of sacred archives that we invite you to connect more and attune more. This is why we say, go inward. Bring what you are receiving from the outside and listen deeper to your intuitive language, the language of your soul, the language of your DNA, the language of your body. And it speaks the language of the universe as well, because you are part of all there is. So let's dive a little bit more today into an aspect of what we want to share with you. As your consciousness evolves, we're also seeing a direct connection into the evolution of the human body template. So we're seeing that finally the human template, or your physical form, are starting to shift out of the old third-dimensional polarized dualistic reality and start to return into a more higher luminous vibrational template that is more in sync with the higher fifth-dimensional frequencies. I know semantics here, sometimes it is known as third density or fifth density. We prefer the terms frequencies to avoid a subconscious or unconscious blockages around the word density. So we are looking at the way your body structures is shifting. And what it means is that there's more ancient blueprint or different ascension blueprint structures that start to resurfacing. So for example, it gives you a greater ability to understand how your body will speak the language of energy and how it will create symptoms or blockages or other form of shifting in your body, whether it's through your diets, whether it's through sleep pattern, whether it's the way the energy flow or being blocked. So the body language is very, very distinctive and very in sync, listening deeply with the level of your consciousness. So on a higher level, we are also observing the holographic aspect of the body template wants to cosmically return to its more natural vibration, naturally returning to a more nature that is more multidimensional, more also holographic. So what does it really mean? It means that your body structures has initiated different series of movement, transition, transformation. Think of it as moving out of the old vision or the old layer of the caterpillar must go through the cocoon and go through a very difficult transformation in order to return to its true nature as a butterfly. We say, there's no need to go through the harshness or the very painful, deep level of transformation in that way, but more to allowing a more conscious, organic movement of shifting. Like, for example, how you're communicating with your body, the way you're talking about your body, releasing certain mental paradigm around aging or how the body is, so what you accept as natural or what you're accepting in your reality, that your body absorb that and comply with these instructions. And that comes from, background, historical on the planet, whether it's your upbringing, other sources of influence, whether it's on the subconscious level, in the unconscious field, whether it's what the body also abstract field of past history is influencing you to, and what kind of association do you make. So whatever you watch online or whichever source it's coming from, it will have an impact on how your body will also integrate these energies and it become a part of you. So for example, sometime with family members or teachers online, we take on certain aspect of unresolved issues or belief systems. And when it is accepted as your own, and you start to work it out as if it was yours. Sorry, I got a little kitty hair on my nose. I have 4 cats, so that happens a lot. So what we were saying earlier is that whatever you accept as your reality will translate in terms of the quality of the vibration in your body. So we're looking at a transcendence or a transmutation at that level. So that means it's consciousness, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and etherically, all aspect of you is shifting. We call this the return of the universal time matrix. So I was leading up to that word. You're going to say, wow, what does it mean? Clear your mind. It's nothing to do with your 3D logic mind. It's about talking to the ancient being that you are, the enlightened being that you are at a soul level. So the universal time matrix, in simple terms, it represents the original interdimensional aspect of the ascension blueprint structures, which means that when you shift, for example, from a third dimensional base, physicality or consciousness, you're moving into the dimensionality within the universal time matrix and moving into a more fifth dimensional base. So that means you're moving out of the lower self, individual expression, more separation or story energies, and you're returning into a more spiritual aspect of living. So moving from physicality to spiritual living, that's a form of integrating the next level of the dimensional shift or embracing the next level of the ascension blueprint structures. So think of it as a very complex, ultimate, universal tree of life. And each of these branches allow you to have certain experiences that will also affect how you are shifting, evolving, how your DNA is activating, how your body is also moving to eventually returning to formless, returning to having no body or just an ethereal form. It is all part of the human conscious continuation of expansion beyond the 3D personality time matrix. And that's what we were talking about earlier in terms of the 3D personality time frame is experiencing individual life. You know, my name is, this is my identity, this is my story, this is my genetic heritage, my body is prone to. And so you have all of these belief construct around what is it that it is normal and what is it you've come to experience. So we see that a lot of shifting in the human consciousness. Let's take a deep breath and release. In other words, what we are speaking of is that we are looking at overall the human race, how everything is evolving, and we are noticing that you are entering into a higher vibrational aspect of more embracing your soul reality instead of embracing more your human physical reality. And that makes more sense that way. And so that's an aspect of how this beautiful universal time matrix is shifting. And every time there's a shift, there's a new evolution. And new evolution allows you to really expand, gain more light, and vibrationally start to get a bit higher. And you're able to maintain that higher vibration. Your body is also able to hold more light frequencies, and you start to shift in frequencies. And that's where you move from one dimensional experience to the next. And we have seen that a lot with cases in the multiverse, where they have been also shifting from the same matrix reality in terms of a more denser one into a higher form. And every time there's a shift, you can tell that it impacts the whole civilization or the whole planet, as well as the grid system, the Mother Gaia ley lines, the planet core, the alignment in the solar system. In a shift, it evolves on all levels. We call that a higher resonance in the vibrational field. This is just simple terms, but you can feel the energy behind it. It also helps to activate the multidimensional aspect of your body structures and your chakra system. So for example, your third eye will have more ability to see beyond what is this 3D reality. You may have visions, you may start to see more your guides or some of the positive star beings. You're starting to shift the way you perceiving things. So your sensory points move from physicality to more multidimensionality. So this is what we meant by vibrational shift, stepping beyond the 3D personality aspect into a more fifth dimensional soul reality. That makes a lot more sense that way. So we're going to do a little exercise to help you to really integrate. We just talked about. We'll do an exercise to allow you to feel, connect, and implement already that vibrational change that allow your body template to become more attuned on the universal level, cosmic energy, starting to feel you stepping outside of that 3D time construct, and you're shifting more in terms of, cosmic universal time, the universal laws. You're starting to become more in tune with these beautiful star lineage that is within you. You start to be more in tune with all the intergalactic communities of different councils of light. You start to really understand that you're remembering more and more. And that's what ascension also means. It's the grand remembering of who you are, and you're returning in that space. So let's do a beautiful exercise to help you to already initiate more consciously the next level of oscillation that brings you out of the 3D frequency energies and the physiology, the physicality, and more into a 5-dimensional aspect of the soul presence to recognize really what it feels like to step into consciousness and to identify yourself as a divine soul of light as opposed to just a 3D human being. So I'm going to invite you now to make yourself very comfortable and feet on the ground. We invite you to close your eyes again and just stay with us. Still feel our presence. We're going to return into this conscious, deep breath, allowing everything to integrate. Remember, everything becomes an invitation to shift, open, experiencing new awakening breakthroughs, to ignite ancient memory connectors within you. You start to feel there's something much more divine and ancient that is taking place, even in your body, to really open your nervous systems as universal gateways for communications, connections, receiving also transmissions of light, like the solar gamma rays, the solar energies. So let's return into that deep breath. So with your eyes closed, as you allow yourself to go deeper, explore your inner universe, invite your higher self, your divine self, that part of you that has been coexisting with you the entire time, that is divine and connected to all there is. Just invite that part of you connecting with your inner divine spark, that soul emanation, or the soul fragment of you that is in your physical body, that is having this human experience. And to feel the majestic energies of your divine self, the 99% of you interacting with the 1% of you that is your inner spark of light. To start to remembering more, even on a cellular level, that you are truly this divine essence of light, this soul energy, timeless, infinite, ancient. It is only a fractal of you that is having this human experience right now. If you're allowing this new or this renewed reality to open up right now in front of you, how will it change your perspective? How will it change all dimensions of your reality, your gifts, your abilities, your faculties as a divine co-creators? What will change right here, right now? Just take a moment to feel and embrace deeply that vibrational change that also resonate deeply in your body, in your heart, in your auric field, all aspects of your being, right here, right now. There's no more boundaries of time, physicality, no more boundaries of limitations. Just complete openness to the gateways of infinite potential. So let's keep breathing, let everything flow. Feel. Remember your higher consciousness. Remember that enlightenment truly comes from all the sums of your soul experiences. And that includes all the experiences you've ever had in this lifetime. And with your higher self, just feel that all the lesson learned and with the understanding of who you are You gain more light, more wisdom. You've gained new perspective. It's like looking through a prism of light that reflect a multitude of rays of light. Each ray has specific lessons and virtues. But coming together, it forms the spectrum of light through the prism, where you are that crystalline prism of light, reflecting a multitude of multidimensional aspect of soul fractal, and each fractal contain unique encoding of lessons, experiences, wisdom. Take the time to integrate, feel. Now imagine that the same refraction of light reflect into your DNA. So imagine moving from one double strand of DNA to 12 fully activate strands. You're expanding your spectrum of light. You're expanding your spectrum of knowledge, memories, wisdom. You're releasing a multitude of encoding of light that has been coexisting with you the entire time. Help you to shift tremendously in state of higher awareness. Helps your body to evolve to the next luminous template. You're no longer bound by the carbon-based heavy density energies. The body starts to vibrate naturally at a higher state. It opens new faculties, even on the mental level, the higher mental energies. Can you imagine also the reflection on your body structures, cognitive faculties, brain functions, including the pineal gland, the master cell within the pineal gland, the expansion in all of the body chromosomes, including the chromosome of youth and vitality. Can you feel that it will change completely the quality of your experience as a soul in a physical form? Communicating with higher cosmic intelligence, it's natural. Allowing yourself to perceive yourself in the same cosmic level, being able to communicate from higher consciousness to higher consciousness, decoding and understanding the language of your soul, to hear the sacred tones that comes from your nervous systems as gateways of connections. Can you feel in you right now the immense potential that is a reality? It is no longer fictional. It is a reality that is being remembered more and more. And with the experience and the presence of the Arcturians, beautiful masters of light, allow us to be a part of this journey right now, helping you to enhance that connection within you, to really feel that you're stepping into a higher light of frequency. We're going to be discovering new abilities within you. Abilities that have been dormant until now because you are finally returning to your sovereignty, rediscovering the full spectrum like the crystal prism of light reflect the light. The same light is reflecting in you and as you. Let's take a moment to integrate this experience. Allow you to feel beyond your physical sensory points. Allow yourself to understand through the language of your soul and all the wisdom archived in your DNA to give you complete access also to your soul Akashic records or the soul Akashic field. And let the energy flow through your legs, past your feet, opening the energetic grids of your feet, expanding your roots, in grounding yourself in this new, loving, and empowered presence. Beautiful. Allow yourself to be centered, to feel consciously completely realigning within yourself, refreshed, and inspired. Inspired to be truly the highest potential you can be. So let's take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. Perfect. And now gently you are welcome to open your eyes and just take a moment to be here, to feel. And we're going to say an affirmation together. I'm going to repeat this affirmation 3 times slowly. You can repeat the following affirmation in your heart, or you can say out loud if you wish. We will begin now. Nothing has power over the light unless I give it power. Nothing has power over the light unless I give it power. Nothing has power over the light unless I give it power, and that includes fear. Fear, anxiety, stress, projection into the future, what may happen, false safety. All of this, nothing has power over the light. And the light, again, like this beautiful crystalline prism of light that we use as a powerful analogy in our exercise, is the same reflection into you. So it helps to recharge what I call your internal batteries of light, with cosmic energy, to bring that light back into you. And that really allows you to really step out of what we call the 3D personality matrix and embracing the 5th dimensional frequency of the soul life reality. And everything follow that pace. So humanity and Gaia herself, you are really truly at a point where it is that authority, that light, that remembrance of how you perceive yourself, that change the fabric of space and time around you, because you're releasing yourself from being so linear, when in reality you've always been holographic, multiverse, multidimensional. And you may say, well, we're still here. We still need to function. So yes, you are. I am functioning here. I'm able to understand, though, that as I am functioning in parallel with a structure that is for now still in place, I am also vibrating at the same time at a higher level. How do I do it? I'm able to do it. You can too. It's about your perspective. The more you allow yourself to release the attachments to these identities and the stories that comes with it, the more you're understanding that as a universal being, you are abiding by the universal laws, like the sacred universal law of oneness and the divine oneness that is ultimately the foundation of all. You're starting to reshift how you are living, vibrating, speaking. Where do you put your energy the most? Are you so busy online to watch what is the next doctor talking about, the next discovery? Or are you allowing more sacred time to allow the universe to speak to you? You want to know about the earth history? Ask the guardians and the gatekeeper of the Hall of Records to show you. Gaia herself will be gladly revealing to you what is the history. You want to understand a symbology? Well, ask to your higher self. But to ask is to also be receptive. That means that we need to clear the pathway, that the receptivity, it is as clear as a transmission. So think of it this way, and this is an image the Arcturians speak of a lot. It really is like radio channel. What channel are you tuning in the most, and for what purpose? Are you in sync with the new energetic field, or what we call the sentient field of Gaia? This intelligence field is what brings Gaia and all the ecosystem in oneness. Are you in sync with your tapping into your own mental and inner emotional realms? Are you allowing yourself to understand all these oscillation, what I call the pendulum swing within you? Do you utilize a protocol to bring yourself back into sacred neutrality, understanding? So it really is a multitude of reversal of thought systems. But we thought that if we know that much more, we'll get more empowered, we'll know. Well, yes and no. It really depends on what you do with this information you've been given. It really depends on what source it's coming from. It depends on the filtering system that's put in place, whether it's your own or the filtering system of that person that you're listening to. So this is why for us at an intergalactic level, it's more in terms of helping you, supporting you, remembering your own authority and starting to open up the pathway. That is pretty much a stronger foundation through which you can expand. Let's take another deep breath and release. Perfect. So in summary, let's take a look at what we have explored. It is an introduction to what we call the universal time matrix. It is really ultimately the great universal tree of life that allows you to understand what it feels like to move from one vibrational experience to the next, what it feels like to reascend through the different level of frequencies, and how all of it is comprised within your own experience, how it affects your reality, your senses, your body structures. And remember that all of it is really about to bring more awareness to your light body, because the human energy field really is shifting and expanding more and more alongside with all the cosmic and the galactic movement, whether it's to the sun, Gaia, the grid system, with each other, the collective global consciousness, and beyond. This is part of what we see in terms of reascending more and more. You're moving from one level of dimensional experiences to the next. And every time you move, it's like a sacred rite of passage. Every time you're moving into a new structures of life, you're recognizing yourself more and more in that direction. So I would like to give you an opportunity to really integrate right now, feel the multi-layered of our messages today, to feel it in your body, to feel it at a soul level, and to allow these sacred vibrations and all these algorithm of light that you received to become a part of you and to help you shift from wherever you are, whatever state of consciousness you're in, to help you move to the next level. Remember that your star brothers and sisters, the enlightened, spiritually advanced intergalactic groups are really supporting you, and we see you and we hold you in the highest light. We understand your potential, probably more than you can see right now, but trust in yourself. So I would like now, with Kathy and the co-host permission, I would like to explore maybe some of the question. But before you ask questions, just allow yourself to think about first, is it my lower logic mind who wants to grab into everything and I'm asking question like this, or what part of myself am I exploring? So just before you ask a question, just feel the connection within you. Invite that part of you to says, okay, what question can I ask to support myself and everyone on this call? So I'm going to invite Kathy. I don't know if you want to come back to the screen with me. There you are.
Hi, and Ross. Ross is going
Yes.
And
to
Russ.
lead
Of
us
course.
with the Q&As.
Thank you, Russ.
Thanks, Vivian. I would like to ask some questions, kind of that is related to our group and who we are and what we represent. We are Boulder Exo, and our Boulder Exo brand is Exo Consciousness, Exopolitics, and Exoculture. This is what we have always been and always will be. So I'm just going to have a quick look here at our notes here to see who have asked any questions. So when it comes into a books written by Arcturians, contactees, or the actual Arcturians, is there any books that you will recommend? Can you recommend? They are really credible, viable. They're really been vetted when it comes into the truth, quote unquote, from the Arcturian star system.
So the question is, do I have books I can recommend that speak or reflect a higher truth about the Arcturians? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, yes, yeah. So it's so we can kind of maybe read up on it and kind of go further up. And
I will have to reflect on that. I don't read that much because I'm so busy with my work and clients, and I travel a lot. So right now, there's nothing that comes to my mind. But before we go into more logistics about books and all of this, I would like to know, based on what we share, the exercise, the transmission you received, I'd like to get a bit more feedback on that level. How does it impact in you? What did you receive? How was your experience? I really would love to explore that. And then maybe we can explore some of the questions.
Okay.
I am new to your group, just so you know. I am unaware of what the group is about. All I did is accepting Kathy's invitation. So just so
thank
you
you.
know on that level that I am completely new to your philosophy and what you do. But I really would love to hear, because what we has just conveyed with you is a very more what we call a more soul energy exchange. So we would like to get to know how was your experience and how is it maybe receiving in your impact, feedback. That would be wonderful.
Well, I would like to share something, Vivian. So
Yes.
one thing that kind of came to me, or it's been kind of I guess so in the presence energy. It's I would like to see this world, this planet, to be in a coexistence state of consciousness, really. So we as a humanity, as a species, can coexist, can live together, we can accept each other, can really kind of be in that energy field that can grow us into the next level, really, to really let us find a way to accept each other, coexist, so we can evolve further up. Because if we don't, we're gonna be stuck. So probably coexistence and mutual acceptance will be for me.
That is really powerful observation, Russ, and thank you so much for this. So coexisting with each other is recognizing the uniqueness within each other and still embracing your own uniqueness. That is also helping to heal the gap of the past of separation or feeling I'm different than you, or I'm different than most of my family members, or I've been different from where I've been growing up. So embracing the uniqueness that you each and every one of you bring, and also recognizing the light that you carry within you will also be a huge bridge of healing the gap with each other and releasing yourself also from the old program of, whether it's judging each other or pointing fingers based on differences of opinions, perspective, whether it's, whatever you share. So embracing the uniqueness, I said that would be a really important step in terms of more than coexisting. It's simply remembering what it feels like to be in that synergy of collaboration, synergy with each other. This is also part more of the higher dimensional plane, where this kind of, rejection or separation or feeling isolated, no longer exists. So to really feel that needs to start within yourself first. Do you accept who you are? Do you embrace your uniqueness? Are you embracing your voice? Are you embracing your expression? I'm getting a big yes on that one. I just saw a beautiful orb of light. So this is to coexist. You need to coexist with your inner universe and understanding that you are part of something, a much more greater design than what has been projected in front of you. So that's really powerful points for us. Thank you so much.
Yes, I will really love. Thank you for the insight. I will really love, for us humanity to know what does it means really to love ourselves. Because once we understand and really comprehend to truly love ourselves as the beautiful fractal of the source that we all are, it's a really amazing journey, amazing experience for us to evolve. So
yes, absolutely. And it helps to unwind ourselves as well. Unwinding from the 3D programming and the belief system, it helps to release these disengaging from this anchor point that keeps most people in these energies. So absolutely.
thank you. Larry, your hand is up. Larry, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yes, I have a question. I'm trying to become an energy healer, and I was wondering if there was any practices or technology, perhaps even ET technology. I like to be telepathic, increase my psychic abilities, and but above all, be an energy healer to help relieve suffering, pain of humanity in all ways, in every way, so that I can be a healer.
Okay, I'm having a little bit hard time to hearing Larry. Ross, did you understand the question?
Yes, I did understand Larry's question. So Larry is asking pretty much. He would like to be a healer. So he is looking for inspiration. Is there any modalities, anything that he can help him be a healer to any inspiration or any directions for him to be a healer?
Well, being a healer, it's a really big umbrella. It's a very much dedication to service to others. So healing, it's a really infinite umbrella that has a multitude of experience or avenues to it. So I would first invite you, Larry, to redefine with yourself, what does it mean to you to be a healer? So for example, is it helping to uplift people's, souls or body work? Is it to embrace helping people at a different level? What does it mean to you to be a healer? Because some of these semantics within the linguistic field of the earth, those words are shifting in meaning. It's no longer about technology or what machine can I take or devices. It's about recognizing the power, the energy that you can harvest within you. So first, be clear about, what does it mean to me to be a healer? What is the level of services I want to bring to humanity and for what purpose? And third, is it really much in alignment with my divine soul blueprint and more allowing that energy to come through? And then if you're being called to either learn a modality or a technique, it's just becoming an expansion of you, rather than to be, my healing depends on a machine, a device, or a modality. It's more, it become an expansion of you. But you have to be very clear within yourself first, because again, healer or healing, it's really, really big umbrella. And no one heals another person. We simply invite others to step in that power. So that would be more practical and yet very potent guidance that I would bring in that regards to that question.
Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Larry, can you please turn your camera on? Yes, if anybody wants to ask the question, please turn your camera on so Vivian can see who you are.
As people are practicing various modalities in healing, they're helping them with their sickness or illnesses, suffering, anything that can be offered to embrace that individual with energy. And I know that I've been reading about how ET beings have this technology, and there's probably people throughout the globe that have practiced techniques of using it on individuals and bringing them to good health and well-being. So there seems to be so much suffering throughout the world. I was hoping that I could find ways to increase my energy level and apply that in helping others with their modalities or sickness, illnesses.
And understand, I so appreciate your desire to alleviate suffering. Remember that it's not really technology that will bring that, Larry, or increasing your own vitality. You never use your own vital force when you help others. So I can feel for you a little bit of a trap there in terms of, if I increase my vitality, maybe I can help others to alleviate their suffering. It's not there. It's not the way. Suffering is recognizing what is holding that soul, that group back, and to go at a higher level. It's just not about, if I have more energy, I can help people suffering release their pain. It's about understanding in their own authority. It's about coaching them to understand what is it that's been holding back in their loop. I encounter that every day in my practice, and I have done thousands and thousands and thousands of healing sessions. But to us, the word healing, it's more of a remembering of your empowerment, and to know that there's no need to suffer anymore. There's ways to unwind yourself from this. There's a way to return yourself to experiencing different form of experiences, transformation. It is a different type of dialogue that we need to have. But I would really invite you to let your higher self come in, Larry, and says, what is it about suffering that passions me so much that I want to alleviate it? Show me a higher aspect of it. What is it talked about? What is it revealing about myself? Because I can feel in your own, in your field, that there's history that needs to be clear, that there's an opportunity there. I can feel there's something there for you. So besides the suffering, I will more focus on empowering people. That is more deeply healing than anything else.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Thanks, Vivian. Bethany and David, you're next. Please unmute yourself. We cannot hear you for whatever reason.
They are unmuted.
Yeah, they are unmuted. We cannot hear you.
Do you
It's
want to
weird.
come back in, go out and
Yeah.
come back in, you guys, and then
Yeah.
we'll see, and double check. Thank you.
Okay.
You'll be up.
Cynthia, please unmute yourself and camera,
Show your
please.
video. Yay, hi.
Hi.
Oh.
Thank you so much for your beautiful meditation, and I'm sorry I came on late. But my question is that from UFO experiences that I've had, close encounters that I've had since I was a child, a lot of people that know me know that I got many years of symbols coming in dreams to me, and that I felt at the time, every time I had them, it was from those experiences. It was downloads of thousands and thousands of these symbols. And so when I finally, years later, started to try to remember them and write them down, the dreams came back, and I started to get dreams of sacred geometry. And so I just wanted to get your insight into what that means. People are asking me all the time what the symbols mean. I don't know what they mean. I just write them down, and I wanted to I have hold up one of these so that you could see. This is like an example of one of the pieces that I've done. Very energetically, there's a lot of energy that goes into it. It seems like, and I work on them until they feel I feel that I'm in a space I feel of complete joy. It's like it just shifts my frequency completely when I do these. So anyway, I just wanted to get your insight into that. And the other question that I had, if I can ask too, is when I was doing the meditation that you were just leading, and I was thinking about the fractal, my human personality being a fractal of my higher self and soul. I got this sense that there were many, many, many fractals that my soul was projecting or experiencing, many simultaneously, not just this personality and this person that I am now, and so if that's true, I was wondering whether or not it could be experiencing me. My name is Cynthia. Cynthia is in all these different parallel universes right now, and all the different directions that those choices in those lifetimes could take me. So that's my two questions.
Well, thank you very much, Cynthia. So let's explore question number 2. Of course, we are multidimensional beings. So this is why we talk about exploring an aspect of the universal time matrix is to really supporting all of us to shift outside of the linear way of perceiving ourselves. So as we speak right now, that aspect of you that coexists here, you have a multitude aspect of you that is coexisting with you. This is part of your, I would say, your oversoul, who you are. So you're experiencing different fractal of you to different time space incarnations. We can be formless, it can be on another planet, it can be here on this earth. It can be a multitude of different aspects of the earth, not the earth of your past, whether it's Atlantis, Lemuria, ancient Egypt, this part here today. All these aspects are now coming back to us, so we can start to understand that we can tap into the wisdom of different of these fractals of ourselves. And it's not your human experience as part of your higher self. It's the divine spark in you. I always look to use my crystal. Think of this beautiful crystal, a fragment of a much bigger crystal. So it's not the human aspect. The human aspect is the embodiment, the conduit to which that fractal of you experiencing you today. But that energy of you, there might be a multitude that coexist at the same time. So of course it is. So the more you're opening yourself by your beautiful work, as what you show me on the screen is absolutely outstanding. I felt the luminosity of it just looking through a Zoom screen. So I can imagine in person, it must be absolutely gorgeous and vibrating in such a high level. So yes, you can tap, you can connect, you can attune yourself to say, I need this energy, I'm going to tap into different part of myself. This is the equivalent of opening your soul Akashic records. You're tapping into different aspect of you, a different timeline. This is why it's important to open a space and allow yourself to move beyond the 3D logic linear mind, because you're much more than that. So yes, all of this to say, absolutely. You talk about having a lot of connections with different intergalactic groups and seeing geometric-like patterns or geometric formations or configuration that you draw them. How long have you been drawing those?
I started drawing them right when, like in 2020, when COVID started.
Mm.
So, and have done a lot of them, but I've always been an artist, but that's when my art shifted to doing that, because a lot of the work that I've done in the past has been commission paintings or murals or whatever. And so this 2020 gave me that space to just go within myself and do work from kind of more of a soul level. And so that's what came out, and there it's a result of dreams that are connected to these UFO experiences. So I just with the symbols, which seems like information of some sort. I just didn't know if you had any insight into one, what it is, and two, is there something I should be doing with it? Like, I don't know. I know that healers purchase my work. Someone's holding up one of my works. Healers purchase my work and use the geometries to send healing energy to the people remotely that they're working with. I don't know how they do that, but anyway, just thought maybe you would have some insight into what it all means.
Well, it will be more complex just to give you, oh, this is what it means. It's not in one answer fits all. It's more complex. You can tell that you are clearly the conduit to receiving these extraordinary, very complex geometric-like patterns. Some of them can be used as portal. Some of them can be used as transmitters. Some of them, so you can tell that each and every piece has a different function. The one you show on the screen versus the one Kathy showed on the screen has two different level of frequency.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So as a conduit, I'm going to invite you to really much more in tune. So when you're receiving these geometric-like pattern configuration, it can be to a light language transmission, and it shows in your arts in terms of a pattern. Attune yourself to it, because they're telling me this is a missing piece for you. You're the conduit, you're extremely talented. It's incredible, very talented. You have the gift, you have the ability, it's all part of you. But there's a little bit of a misalignment to, I'm the conduit, I paint them, I create them, and then people buy them and they use them in different ways. Well, I don't know. And that's why I feel like 2024 for you is that missing piece is after 4 years of being in these frequencies, they talk to you too. When you create them, they speak to you. But I feel like there's something in you that is preventing, like either a filter or a veil, and you repeat yourself, but I don't know what they are, what they're for. They're telling you when they're revealed in some to you, they are telling you, because each and every one of them has a different purpose. This is why it's not a one question fits all. The
Right.
complexity of what you do, it's magnificent. And you have chosen at a soul level to be a conduit from on behalf of different intergalactic groups. So I would say in that sense, you may be a intergalactic linguist, in it that language is translated through your sacred arts in form of geometric patterns. So what I would recommend, every time a new pattern comes through and you design it, take the time to look at it, feel it, and ask, moving forward, I need to understand the purpose and the energy beyond each creation that comes through me.
Okay.
Okay, and that's going to reopen your micro tunnel of communications, and it's going to help you evolve the next level. So it will help you to unblock what has been blocked a little bit right now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. No, thank you for doing this. This is magnificent.
Thank you.
Looks like we have a Bethany and David back.
Cool,
Can you-
yeah.
Still we don't hear. Does anyone hear David?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brittany and David. And I saw your little doggy. Yes. I so wish to hear your voice. I'm sorry that technology is giving you a hard time right now. We're still holding in the light.
Maybe type your question into the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it must be your microphone, something. That's just the only way. So, Mari, unmute yourself, Mari, please.
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I have a curiosity about using plant medicine. If Vivian could come back as the center screen, that would be great. I have used plant medicine quite a bit, and it's been really, really amazing and has really helped me to experience other dimensions. And I know some people talk about, inviting in negative entities, and I've never had any kind of experience like that. So I'm really curious about your opinion on that. And then I have one other totally unrelated question, if I may, after you answer this one.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate that. I'm really happy that the sacred medicine or the plants have been working well for you. It has gone both ways. I've heard a lot on one side, it's opening new perspective, dimensions for me, and the other side, it has done other things. I think that I feel like anything else, whether it's, plant medicines, form of technology. Yeah, I'm getting a big yes on that one. I think like anything else, there's been support system to help to bring humanity or most people to a certain level. But what we're seeing in the potential of the timeline is a disconnect from these support system or these tools. They become tools, and you're going to start to be able to relearn to train your own faculties to be able to communicate and to know that you already are a dimensional being. And it's a very natural state for you. So I really feel that that's where the process is going to. So from watching and working with so many people worldwide, I would say it's to take with high moderation and very mindfulness. You have to be in a sacred space for this. You have to be with a trained shaman. You have to be done in a very sacredness. There's a sacred art to bring you back in full consciousness, to fully bring you back in your body, to make sure that everything is realigned, there's nothing stay open in the field. So I would say to approach it with high mindfulness and not just by curiosity because you're ready to open yourself up. It has to be done in a very, very specific way. And eventually these needs will shift and you'll be able to do it on your own without having to induce yourself in an altered state, if that makes sense.
The other question I had is, as the world seems to become more enlightened or more available to the fifth dimension, tell me why the world is so crazy. What is that? It seems to be happening simultaneously. What is your interpretation of that?
Well, I'm going to give you all an image, a very 3D image we can all relate to. So imagine all of us are architect, and we each have a piece of the blueprint of the new construct of the construction site. And so we've been going in and out of the construction site. It's a really big land. It's been there since the 1800s. A lot of old buildings. Some of them are historical and others are just ruins. And so we've been working on this project together, and each architect have a piece of the blueprint, right? So it's the orchestration of all the architects and the blueprint together. It's the release of the attachments of, oh, this is historical, we must hold on to it. Or this is precious because this is part of our security and safety. Oh, but this is part of this. So imagining the orchestration of this huge construction site to release the old structures that no longer serve and to be able to bring the new design in a more unified way. What would you think it will do? It will stir up dust, arguments, joy, bliss, discouragement, sigh, and going, huh, are we done yet? Are we ready to move on? Are we done? Are we ready to bring in the new design together? Are we now finally ready to agree on the new design? So this is a beautiful illustration that I want to give you to illustrate about what is happening right now. It's the reawakening of an entire race, the reversal of a multitude of belief systems, old structures that feel like it's been our safety, but it's been an illusion all along. We need to release all of it. It's a beautiful, I would say, divine orchestration, just like a construction site would be, with the complexity of all the tools and the ideas and the projection and the reality. And are we in agreement? Are we holding back? Are we too busy talking about it without applying it? So there's a lot of component, but please know in your heart and in your soul that you are truly part of a very beautiful divine design that is unfolding, and it's been in preparation for a very, very long time. And finally, the earth has entered the ascension timeline. So we'll release with ease and grace of the old structures and embrace the new architectural aspect that is coming through. And this is how we would like to answer that tonight.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. So I have a question from David. I'm gonna read it. Quote, I feel a strong sensation on my forehead while participating in these high level meditations, and I feel a high frequency in the upper part of my head. When I use my healing gift, I have recently noticed stronger vibrations from my hands. What am I getting about my journey right now? One question. Am I on the right path? Second question. Am I supposed to be picking up on something else to grow? Third question.
Well, thank you so much for the question, David. I think that all of your three questions or three layers that combine to one root is when you start to see and you are experiencing, whether it's higher frequency, pitch tone in your ear, whether it's pressure around the forehead or the occipital, you can see the upper part of your chakra system start to wants to open. I feel it more than anything else. It is truly an invitation to allow yourself to embrace this new opening. I feel like it's just to give yourself permission to receive these new frequencies and becoming part of it. And that's sometimes it can be challenging because the mind wants to understand what is the purpose of this sound? Why am I feeling pressure? How am I going to do this? But what is about this healing? In reality, it's making things more complicated than they really are. It's embrace the change, feel I am acknowledging of the slight pressure. I'm allowing the upper part of my luminous self and my chakra system to finally reopen with confidence, with no fear, confidence, light, presence, intelligence. And I'm allowing myself to go through these experiences because all of the other questions kind of come together in the light. It will be answered naturally. It's no longer about how many more modality do I need or technique or how many more, tools do I need to use. It's about understanding within you your own alchemical process of change, of transmutation, what is opening. And it's one thing, the intergalactic, we look at all the questions and the requests we receive from people on the planet, and we say, well, we constantly shifting, we're constantly guiding you, we constantly provide meditation techniques, but at the same time it's how you use them that will make a difference. But if you're too busy analyzing everything that comes your way, you're too busy, you are keeping yourself busy in that sense, and now you are defining the purpose of what a transmission was for in the beginning. So whether it's through sacred geometric patterns, design, tones, pressure in the body, sensation even in your field, ask, what is it that's coming in? I am ready to embrace the next step of my transformation. And be with it, embody it, embrace it. Ask. You have to listen to it, not to the mind, to your heart. I know it sounds like a cliche. Everybody talks about the heart, but it's really the returning to the mastery within you, it's the self-mastery within you. So again, embrace the pressure, ask, am I blocking myself to the higher point? Is there a part of me that is a little bit fearful or doubt, who have some anxiety in regards to opening my sacred channel? What is it at this point that is teaching me my next sacred space and my next sacred step into that journey? And that's just how I would approach it more than anything else.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay, any other questions?
Yes, I have one.
Oh, Pamela, you should have raised your oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pamela.
Okay. Viviane, I really, really appreciate what you shared with us tonight, especially about the difference between the technical. I'm gonna have to listen to the tape again because the recording, because you said so much. So I've had readings with you in the past, and I've been communicating with my star family for some time now, here where I live, and they're now asking me to do sound baths online, which I've been a sound healer for many years and many lifetimes. So I'm wanting to follow their lead and to find the best way to do this without getting totally entangled and tripping over myself with the technology. And because on Zoom, musical instruments are often distorted. So any feedback at all that you could give about that, I would really, really appreciate it.
Yes, of course. Well, it's really wonderful to see you here today, Pamela. Thank you for your wonderful feedback at the beginning. I'm very grateful. I'm really thrilled to hear that your natural communication faculties has been really increasing, opening, knowing that the guidance and the directions you're receiving is really much simply to help you follow more and more of your soul purpose. And that's why sometimes when we get inner anxious to get something, is we can follow that soul purpose. And I can appreciate the quality of sound, whether it's to crystal balls, instrument, tuning forks, and other really powerful instruments that on Zoom or on online, it can sometimes have a discrepancy. However, I want to encourage you to still explore, because I personally know clients who are really gifted healer with sound, and they utilize the crystal ball, and they've been utilizing and playing them for our group or during presentation, and the sound was absolutely fantastic. So it really depends on the configuration of what technology you use. For example, quality of speakerphones, quality of the device utilizing, like the computer or the laptop, but computer mainly, having a really good sound system, microphone, things that can still support you that way without creating a barrier or limitation. Because I have been part of sound bath online, and I have, sometimes I give interviews, and they have musical guests coming in, playing the instrument, and the energy translate beautifully. Remember that you also have the power to transcend beyond the technology, and the intention of saying that the frequency of the instrument will convey the high vibrational aspect of the sound, the message, the experience that it's also generate. So there's ways to be able to do it. And of course, in person or at yoga centers, in other places like this. But when you follow the guidance, when you're following the guidance, even to your star families, remember that it has to go through your higher self. It says, okay, I choose to follow that guidance because it's a part of what I'm here to do. I choose because I have a passion to bring sound through frequencies and healing and expansion. So I would say there's many ways you can do it without pulling a 3D or technology barrier. And in today's, there's many ways, many beautiful online platforms that can still convey the intention of what is being played And as I mentioned personally, I have witnessed really gifted artists playing their song or playing instrument online or singing bowls, and the experience was just transcending nonetheless. I hope that really supports you and inspire you today.
Yes, it does. And I really, really appreciate it. I'm just so thankful I could be on this call. So thank you for everything that you've shared.
You are so very welcome, Pamela.
Thanks, Pam. Thank you. Cynthia, your hand is up next.
If Janet wants to speak next, since she hasn't had a turn, that's fine with me.
Okay. Janet? Hello, Janet. Can you
Hi,
please,
I was,
uh,
wait- I was,
can you-
I was-
can you please turn your camera on?
it says it can't start. Oh, it says the host has stopped it. I got the message, the host has stopped my camera.
Okay, that's really strange. Huh.
Can you,
Okay.
there you
There
go.
it is. Okay, thank you. You know, I've been doing really well until recently. I don't know what hit me, but it was like, it's like I fell off a cliff, energetically. It's like, I usually have a lot of energy. I'm a triple fire sign. And it's like I just fell off the cliff. And every once in a while, little things will show up kind of as a sign to me. And this showed up. Can you see what this is? Where next to my medicine book. And I thought, now I had to stop and think about that. What is this a sign of? And so, and it just feels like I'm disconnected now. And I've always felt pretty connected. So any help?
Okay, well, thank you so much, Janet, for sharing. I was not sure what I was looking at on the screen. It looks like a tube or something. Or...
What is it?
It's a little dropper, from a dropper bottle. It's a little, how I feel it, like this.
Oh, it's from a dropper from a bottle,
Yeah,
from like
but
a little.
It doesn't
Oh,
hit,
okay.
it didn't have the bulb on it. And I thought, well, maybe this is exactly how I feel, like an empty tube,
Oh, okay.
That's why I think it showed up. I finally did a meditation on it. I kept thinking, what is this symbol? Because it showed up for a reason, right? And then I thought, this is exactly how I feel. It's useful, but it's empty. It's not connected. Usually for it to work, it has the little thing that you squeeze and it brings in the, So I thought, now what is happening with me? I feel like, what's wrong with me now?
That's a good analogy to feel like the tube is disconnected. It's still there, but there's nothing else to feed it. And since when have you been feeling disconnected, Janet?
It's been probably at least a month and a half. And I didn't feel so bad. Jeffrey Hoppe channels Adamus St. Germain. And for his magazine, for the 2 months, he wrote exactly how he felt. And it was like me speaking. It was exactly how I was feeling. I felt like almost weeping once in a while.
Well, yes. And I would say since the beginning of 2024, January, February, March, the first 3 months, which is about the month and a half time frame we're talking. March month has been extremely intense. So we feel like we have seen like a very deep compression coming through, and we felt like, oh, your cat is yawning. It's adorable. Sorry, I love cats. So if you have an animal, so I'm gonna be distracted.
That's Patches.
Oh, I just love them so much. They're so beautiful guardians. My apology, come back center. So to your point, Janet, the month of March itself has been extremely challenging. And I hear also the same thing from my clients. Even for myself, I feel like I was more coexisting out of my body and only here see nod. And I feel like I kept just enough in the body to be functional.
That's
So
exactly.
many of us, right? Exactly. So like an empty tube, still there, still connected, but not completely, entwined and engaged in the fire energy being there. And what I'm getting is that I feel like a part of you has disengage to go through just the wave. It's been a lot of contractive wave. March, we have been put to the challenge. A lot was coming through the planet. The dark light polarity was very active. There's a lot coming to the surface in the global consciousness. There's a lot of movement in the solar system. So I feel like many of us, like you, beautiful Janet, you kind of disconnected. You allow yourself to go back into your state. You're functioning here, but it will feel like as if you are this empty tube, but there's nothing exactly feeding it. What I'm getting strongly for you is that there's a reconnection. I feel like there's a part of you, a new soul aspect coming in. And what I mean by that, again, I like to use my crystal. There's a new soul aspect coming in that will be able to support you better into the next phase of reintegration, fire energy, your gift, your presence, incurring more frequencies, more consciousness. So I feel like you are coming through. And there's many of us who have been waiting to feel that we are coming back again stronger. So what I would recommend is start to initiate the process right away. Feel in your heart. I welcome this beautiful soul aspect. I welcome more of my light. I am fully owning and returning to my physical form. I bring and remember my triple fire energy that also Mother Gaia needs. I'm a powerful anchor for the grid system of Gaia and the ascension timeline. And I choose to fully return and bring my light and feel it in your heart like this igniting of a new spark of energy in your heart center. A grand return, grounded, aligned, and I would say more present than ever. And allow yourself to really move forward in that way. And April, we're already almost mid-April. We're moving into May energy, and all the way to June with the summer solstice, we're going to start to feel more of that energy returning to us. So there's many of us in the same boat, but we're all coming back together, okay?
Thank you so much.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Thank you. Cynthia, you're next.
I was curious about your thoughts about the eclipse that just happened. I had some people here and we just did a real deep meditation and then singing, and it was incredibly powerful. And so that was one thing I was curious about, if you could speak to what sort of energies or the significance of it. And then the other thing is, I keep hearing from within and without that there's a large ship that is coming our way. And I just wanted to know if you could speak to that.
Thank you and welcome back. It's good to see you again. No, I love it. You're so talented and your presence is beautiful. So I'm grateful.
Thank you.
When I like it, made me smile from the inside when you said there's a large ship. And the answer I heard right away from my twin father. Oh, interesting concept. There are many large ships. There's many of us. There's not just one. There's many of us. So yes, there's think of it this way. With the solar gamma energy coming through the solar eclipse that we just experienced, it's really tightening up the field. So it really brings in what we call the next breath of solar energy onto the planet. It's helping to reintegrate the new grid system that's coming in. And we've seen that, we've foreseen these new grids coming through. And it's really helping humanity to evolve. Think of it, solar energy, when we commune with the solar presence and the sacred solar deity or the solar presence, it's really about bringing in the new template of life. It is really tied up with the topic of tonight and the universal time matrix, moving out of the 3D personality time matrix and moving into a more 5D soul life matrix. So the solar energy, the solar consciousness is supporting that deep sacred evolution. So think of it as each breath of the solar gamma energy received contain the next level of light codes, because there's so many different levels of light codes, not just one series. I got the activation, I'm good for life. It's more than that. There's going to be different series of light codes that will contain different geometric light pattern, new configuration instructions, activation that really helps us to evolve. And so the more you are embracing personally, Cynthia, your incredible gift. I am an intergalactic linguist. I'm an incredible gifted artist, and I'm allowing all these gifts to be a part of me so I understand the language that comes through. You're going to start to feel that these light scope patterning through the solar presence, it's really shifting each and every one of us to where we need the most, collectively as a civilizations, but also on a planetary level. And it's going to be a great, I would say that, almost like a grand return or more conscious connections with our star families. I know the Pleiadians are coming back stronger this year on the planet. The Arcturians will hear a lot more about us because the field on the planet allow us to bring more frequencies. We're going to bring different aspects of our wisdom, teachings, helping in different ways. So what we have done so far on the planet, we're about to bring the next level. So all of these beautiful, advanced, intelligent, intergalactic brothers and sisters on these intergalactic races are going to be coming back more because we start to share more that cohesiveness. So believe me, there's more than one large ship around the I would say either the lower atmosphere of your planet or in proximity to your planet or around this different planet. There's a lot of presence, and there's going to be new group coming through that are spiritually oriented to support that next wave, to implement the next paradigm or the next template of life. So solar energy, we work so well with them, and the solar presence is just so magnificent of what it can really do in supporting humanity and all life, including the animal kingdom. They too are part of it.
I guess when I say a ship coming, I mean that there's just a large presence that's, like you say, is already here or approaching, that will make itself known, that where it will be visible, where governments will have to deal with the fact that this is a thing.
Right. And to be open heart with you, it's irrelevant about what craft will become invisible to you. This is no longer about that. It's about releasing that force energy around disclosure and government manipulation about UFOs or, ship coming to the sky. It's really about rekindling on a conscious level, connect with the occupant, connect with their consciousness. They're here to make contact with you, not with your physical structures. And this is part of more of a softer disclosure. You are the disclosure. We are the disclosure. I'm part of disclosure. I've been all my life. But we've been a little bit programmed to be distracted with, now the time has come, we'll see more of the shift. Well, if you are tuned to them, you'll see that we already are in your skies, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's nothing new,
Right.
but it's no longer about this anymore. So our loving recommendation and suggestion would be is release yourself from this and embrace your grand return or connecting with your intergalactic communities, that finally being able to open a channel. You have to be receptive to receive. And for you personally, Cynthia, understanding the language of your arts, it's going to open that tremendously for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Vincent, you're next. Vincent, please.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear loud and clear.
Great. Hey, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I really feel like I'm doing what I should be doing and that I really have a good pulse on my life's purpose. Other times, I'm not so sure. As it relates to what I think my life's purpose is, can anybody give any perspective on things that I should be doing to help bring that about, to help manifest that which I'm trying to create?
It's a good question, Vincent, and thank you for being here. Here's the good news. You've always been on your soul purpose the moment you set foot on the planet. We always say that. The moment you reincarnate, in this lifetime. You start your purpose, you start your journey. It's more realizing to where you are today, what will be the next level that you are ready to embrace. So when you have those days when you feel you have a really good momentum, the energy is there, remember how you feel, remember what's connecting, remember how your body holds these energies. So when you have some days you seem to oscillate, I call it a pendulum swing. When your pendulum is swinging in the other directions, ask yourself, what part of myself feel triggered right now? It is also part of your soul purpose. What part of myself feel a bit more dragged down? Am I being so sensitive to something, an energy in a global consciousness? Is it something that Gaia is purging herself from, or is it part of my own historical journey at a soul level that I am releasing all the layers of stories, blockages, karmic, whatever that is? Ask yourself, today, the energy feel opposite scale. I'm going to reflect upon that as part of my soul purpose to allow myself to go through them, learn from them, acquire the wisdom that it brings, bring the resolution that is giving the opportunity to you, and then simply return to your spaces. Every day, I embrace my soul purpose. And I'm getting a big orb of light as I speak those words to you, Vincent. It's normal to still feel the oscillation. What if I heard to tell you between us, and every morning when I wake up, it's as if Gaia is sitting on my chest. Why? It's because I can feel the entire planet. I feel billions of life evolving from grain of sand to, to the grass, to a tree, to a child, to a dog, to a donkey. I feel it all. So how do I manage to really go through all this? And I'll tell you how I do it. Every day when I feel the energy, I take a deep breath and I said, what blessing be all this day? How can I be of service today? I remind myself that every day, in every way, even when I go through my own fluctuation, I am still being of service, because the more you address these fluctuations without punishing yourself, without self-judgment, without being harsh on yourself, you are helping to alleviate loads within the field. So you're being of service all the time. I hope that serves you well tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. All right. Anyone else have any questions?
I would like to suggest, instead of going to the question, I feel we have explored a lot. I would like to suggest, with both your permission, Ross and Kathy, more of maybe a little closing meditation to help to bring, I guess, everything together.
Good. Yes. Yeah. Sounds like an awesome plan. Yes.
Before we do that, so I don't say anything afterwards, is I want to make sure that people know that Viviane has lots of ways for you to experience more of her work. She has a Patreon set up where you can, which has several levels. So you can find her there. You can find her on her YouTube channel. She has a beautiful site, and she, as I mentioned before, her husband makes these amazing, cool, here, and I've got these too. I use these a lot.
Beautiful.
They're grounding
Yeah.
bracelets, anklets. So anyway, so there are lots of ways for you to continue working with Viviane if she is one of your guides through this change. Thank you.
Can you put,
Kathy.
can you
so
put
much.
that in the messages?
Yeah, we can, it's also on, there, actually it's on all the emails that we've sent out and all the
Okay.
Facebook, and it's been in everything. Yeah, because I'm a big fan.
You are amazing, Kathy.
I love you.
And I appreciate and I love you too. It's just you're an amazing lady, what you do.
Yeah.
And Ross, thank you for holding the space with us tonight. It's been absolutely incredible. So what Kathy is mentioning about the anklets, they're called the Sacred Archangel anklets that my husband Peter Benson creates. He's part of the angelic realm. He's a beautiful angelic being in human form. And he been working with stem spurling technology called a tensor field. Thank you, Kathy. And he creates them in a way that is very unique to the translation of the energy he received directly from the archangels and a unique configuration of crystal and stones he put in it. I'll give you another example. This one is called Archangel Chamuel. It's gold plated. You have the copper version, and you now have also the gold plated. This one has over 18 level of stone within a double energetic field or tensor field. And the energy that comes from this planet alone, it's really an energy tools. So I wear it wherever I go and amplify your own quality, your own energy. If you need to use it as a cleanser to amplify your energy, to bring stability, opening yourself, it is really, they're powerful. And on my website, I do have a link at the top to his website called Energies of Service. So it's plural, Energies of Service. They're absolutely incredible. And this is his way of being of service. To see, there's many ways to be of service. This is his ways. And of course, to my website, you can see our online community membership. One of the best ways to work with us is through the Arcturian holographic group healing monthly series. Once a month, we offer 2 hours of very powerful journey to healing, transmission, guidance. I mean, you go beyond space and time, and we work with a multitude of cosmic intelligence. And every month we shift the frequency depending on where we are on the planet. And it's really our beautiful tools. And we do a lot of teachings, and we offer retreat for the members. We're very engaged with our group. So there's ways to connect with us and to allow this exploration to go further and see where it takes you personally. And your animals are always welcome in our sacred space. Yeah, I see, Kathy. I'm a very, very strong advocate for animals and all life. Arcturians were known as guardians and protectors of life. We do that with many life forms throughout the multiverse. We're known as the great diplomats and ambassadors. So it's very innate in me. All right, so thank you for asking. Let's do a short, but yet empowering short meditation, if you would please. Make yourself comfortable with your eyes closed. Let us breathe together. Imagine that we are creating in synchronicity a beautiful breath of life. To feel the resonance of the energy moving through your lungs, remembering your lungs of this energy in the form of oxygen, feeling also through your bloodstream, and to feel how much your physical temple is sacred, your physical form become a temple for your divine spark of light. So let's just allow yourself to feel that more than ever, I choose to be in the presence of my light. I remember who I am. I take the time to connect with myself every day. Take a deep breath, feel the energy through the energy matrix of your spinal cord, connecting to your legs, your feet. To celebrate, honor, and respect to your authenticity, your uniqueness, and that of others. It was formed the great tapestry of the earth to a multitude of unique expressions interweaved into one divine design. And that is everyone, every life together. Remember this. Remember that everyone, every soul is allowed to evolve, shift, and expand in ways that served the best. Always bring the light to keep your eyes in your third eye, the light in your heart, the light in your expression. Honor your gift, allow yourself to shift, give yourself permission to transform to the next phase of what serves your soul purpose. The fact that you exist in this physical reality speaks volume about your soul purpose. You know that you have returned by choice. You have volunteered to come to aid and entire civilizations to rise and return back to a perfect divine state. You're helping an entire planet to finally move back into our original design. A beautiful garden of universal splendors. And you are an architect of this unique blueprint. Your thoughts, your words, your feeling actions, and your presence contribute to the architectural design of this beautiful earth blueprint. Remember that in every day, in every way. And you are co-creating with other architects that you call the star beings, the enlightened ones, the spiritually oriented ones. They want to connect more with you, to co-create more with you. It is also part of the divine design. Remember, remember more and more, even in yourselves. Let's take a deep breath in and release. Beautiful. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We hope that today our presence have served as a great inspiration. And if you've been triggered, it is a good sign. It helps you to transcend those trigger points and helping you to see that there's so much more to you. If we can see it, imagine what you can see about your own self. So thank you for allowing us to be here with you, beautiful group, and what you do with each other in your life in a unique way. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thanks, Viviane. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Much love, everyone, and stay in your light. No fear, just your light.
Bless
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you.
Bye.
See you next time.
everyone.
Blessings.